I got the new 4K of Barry Lyndon from Criterion delivered the other day, so I thought I'd give you a quick look at it and give my thoughts on the picture quality. The first thing I'm happy to report is that I don't have to preface this video with talk about how hard it is to find and how it's sold out everywhere. Criterion is usually pretty reliable with their print runs and distribution, and you can just go and buy this right now for $25. If only this hobby was this accessible all the time. But I digress. First, we'll take a look at the packaging. We have a modest slipcase here, technically a digipack, I guess. Here with the familiar artwork on the front, and a rundown of the features and technical specs on the back. Inside is a flip case. And it comes with a booklet. 3 discs inside, 1 4K with the movie, 1 Blu-ray with the movie, and 1 Blu-ray with the special features. The booklet has some interviews with various contributors, including one from cinematographer John Alcott, with some very technical information regarding how they shot the film, taken from a 1976 issue of American Cinematographer. Speaking of cinematography, that's the big thing we want to focus on with this review, and yes, that pun was very much intended. Good news? This new 4K is very, very excellent. It's a 4K remaster taken from the original camera negative and given a Dolby Vision HDR grade. My usual disclaimer here, that this footage is taken from the 4K, but it has been compressed and the HDR has been down converted to SDR, so this is not a one-to-one representation of the disc and is meant for demonstrative purposes. It's presented in its original aspect ratio of 166:1, so you will get some slight pillar boxing on the sides. Aforementioned cinematographer and frequent Kubrick collaborator John Alcott won the Academy Award for Cinematography for his work on Barry Lyndon. He also shot 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, and The Shining, where he did groundbreaking work with the then-new Steadicam. Now, I did a little research, and apparently some of the lenses they used for Barry Lyndon were modified lenses originally manufactured by Zeiss for use on the Apollo missions, which adds some fun fuel to the whole Kubrick faked the moon landing conspiracy theory. Anyway, Criterion have done a remarkable job with the picture quality here, fully showcasing the award-winning cinematography in all its glory. Fine, natural film grain is present. Detail is high on costumes and ornate interior furnishings, and the much-lauded scenes shot with only candlelight are resolved beautifully. A lot of the exterior shots were filmed with what I'm assuming were wide-angle lenses so that everything in the frame is in focus, and these natural landscapes look wonderful. The Dolby Vision HDR grade really lets you notice the subtle variations of green in the trees and grass from scene to scene, especially when you have a scene that has the nice pop of color from the red coats. It just provides a nice contrast. Dolby Vision also does wonders for those candlelit interior scenes. These scenes are inherently a bit softer, I assume because they used a shallower depth of field, but the important thing to note here is that the shadows are very deep and richly dark, without any of the usual hiccups that can occur in these kinds of scenes like banding or macro blocking. I didn't notice any instances of elevated black levels either. That kind of thing can result in gray washed out blacks, so job well done here. Bit rates hover in the mid-50s, about as much as you can get out of a 3-hour movie on a 100 gigabyte disc. Overall, I'm really satisfied with the visual upgrade here. Definitely the best way to watch one of the best looking movies of all time. Now, I usually don't comment on the sound too much on these reviews, as a lot of modern mixes have Dolby Atmos 7.1, and I just don't have the gear to properly evaluate those kinds of soundtracks. For Barry Lyndon, though, there's just two options: the original mono, which is uncompressed, and an alternate 5.1 mix in DTS HD. I don't have my surround speakers set up, so I technically have a 3.1 setup with a front left, center, and front right channel, plus a subwoofer. The mono sounds great, and I'm getting to where I really like the original mono mixes on older movies like the recent Arrow 4Ks of the Dollars trilogy. The mono here is nice and clear with no tinniness or harshness or crackling distortion in the high frequencies. I switch back and forth between the mono and the 5.1, and the 5.1 mix, despite being called an alternate soundtrack, sounded very faithful to the original. Both soundtracks seem to be mixed to the same volume level, so I didn't have to turn one up more than the other. I'm sure the surround channels will be enjoyable for those with that kind of setup. So yeah, final thoughts. This is a best case scenario here. It's pretty much a flawless 4K upgrade and is easily available and under $30. Wish I could say that same thing in all my reviews.